In the heart of a quiet Egyptian village, where the sun rose each day painting the sky in hues of gold and amber, lived a man named Hassan. His home was a small, humble farmhouse, a place that had seen better days, much like Hassan himself. He was an old farmer, his body weakened by illness, his spirit heavy with loneliness. Though his heart was kind, life had not been kind to him. One morning, as the first light of dawn filtered through the dusty window, Hassan felt a coldness that had nothing to do with the morning air. His wife, a woman whose heart had grown as hard as the parched earth outside, stood over his sickbed. Without a word of comfort, without a single look of sympathy, she turned and walked away, leaving him in his weakest moment. The silence she left behind was deafening. Hassan felt a profound despair wash over him. He was alone, sick, and abandoned. It felt as if the world had turned its back on him completely. In that abyss of hopelessness, when all human connection seemed lost, a wet nose nudged his hand. It was Amir, his loyal dog. While the world had walked out, Amir stayed. He refused to leave Hassan's side, becoming his silent guardian, his furry shadow. The days that followed were a blur of fever and pain for Hassan, but through it all, Amir was a constant presence. He would bring a soaked rag in his mouth, trying to cool Hassan's brow. He would curl up at the foot of the bed, a warm, living comfort against the cold nights. He'd nudge a piece of bread scavenged from the village towards Hassan's hand, a small offering of sustenance and a powerful testament to his unwavering loyalty. Slowly, very slowly, Hassan began to feel a flicker of strength return, not just to his body, but to his soul. It was a strength fueled by Amir's devotion. He realized that even in his darkest hour, he was not truly alone. This small, four-legged creature was teaching him a lesson in love and loyalty that no human ever had. Hope, fragile but real, began to blossom in his weary heart. One afternoon, as Hassan sat weakly at his doorstep, Amir suddenly began to bark excitedly, running back and forth before darting off towards the edge of the village. He'd stop, look back, and bark again, urging Hassan to follow. Curious, and trusting the dog that had saved his life, Hassan gathered his strength and followed. His steps were slow and unsteady, but Amir's insistence eventos him onward, far from the village, a place he hadn't been in years. Amir led him to a gnarled, ancient tree, its roots and weathered as Hassan's own hands. There, at the base of the trunk, Amir began digging frantically, dirt flying everywhere. Hassan watched, puzzled, until a dull thud echoed from the hole. Kneeling down, his hands trembling, Hassan cleared away the remaining earth. His fingers brushed against Kappa Y Tau Iota, hard and cool. It was a clay pot, old and sealed. With a surge of adrenaline, he lifted it. It was heavy, impossibly heavy. Breaking the seal, he tilted the pot, and his breath caught in his throat. Out poured a cascade of shimmering, ancient gold coins, gleaming in the Egyptian sun. For a moment, Hassan was frozen. Here was a fortune, enough to change his life forever, enough to buy anything he could ever want. He looked at the gold, then at Amir, who was wagging his tail, panting as if this was the most natural discovery in the world. In that instant, Hassan understood. This treasure wasn't just for him. It was a chance, a test. His first act was not to buy a grand house or fine clothes. It was to seek the best doctors in the city. The gold paid for his treatment and returned to his body. Strength flowed back into his limbs. He was no longer the frail, abandoned man lying helpless in his bed. He was reborn. But Hassan's transformation didn't stop there. He remembered the loneliness, the hunger, the despair. He saw his own past suffering in the eyes of others. He used the treasure to build a small home for the village's orphans, ensuring they would never feel the abandonment he had known. He set up a daily meal service for the poor and elderly, making sure no one went to bed hungry. He remembered Amir's loyalty and his heart ached for the abandoned animals he saw on the streets. So he opened a small shelter, a safe haven for stray dogs and cats, giving them a second chance at life and love. News of his kindness spread like wildfire. He wasn't known for his wealth, but for his generosity. They didn't call him Hassan the Rich. They called him the golden-hearted farmer. His small, once lonely farmhouse became a hub of warmth, laughter, and hope. He found a new family in the children he cared for, a new purpose in the community he served. And always, by his side, was Amir, no longer just a dog, but a village legend, a symbol of courage, sacrifice, and the purest form of friendship. Hassan's story teaches us that true wealth isn't measured in gold, but in the kindness we share. It shows us that loyalty can shine brightest in the darkest of times, often coming from where we least expect it. It's a powerful reminder to never surrender, to never lose faith, because your deepest pain can become your greatest purpose. And your miracle might be just one sunrise, or one loyal friend away. Standing by the old tree documentos years later, Hassan would often pat Amir's head and smile. He'd look up at the sky and whisper to himself, "Maybe God sent the treasure, but it was the dog who showed me the way." Thank you for watching. If this story touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe for more inspiration.